Coach, obviously, the turnovers are one thing, but then to see Devin at the end make 3 plays, 3 assists, and close it out that way when we know him as a scorer, what did that mean to see him deliver like that at the end?
It's a good start to a new phase of his career, where he's going to be the primary ball handler. I think he's really embraced taking a leadership role on this team, playing more traditional point guard where he can, he's a threat to go into kill mode at any point. And, he has the savvy to read defenses and pick them apart with the pass, which was the beauty of this game. There's a lot of positives from this game, but that was probably the biggest one.
Here is the defensively, Kevin alluded to it at the end there, really holding them down at the end of the game. What did you see defensively, not just the last couple of minutes, but the entire game?
Yeah, the effort, for four quarters was great. They got away from us a little bit in the third quarter with we kept putting them through the free throw line, and for the most of the game, we had really good fouling discipline, absorbing contact, showing our hands, earning no calls, and we have to earn those, but we didn't in that third. But second and fourth quarter, 18 points for this, going against this team in this building, that's exceptional on the defensive end. First, especially for game one of these guys, learning each other and learning a new system.
The only other thing I had just to follow up with Durant, obviously didn't shoot it the way he would like. He talked about other guys, having his back and stepping up. And Josh Okogie, not only did he hit the huge 3, but he went 7 for 9, was active. Maybe just speak to Josh's performance tonight.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his game, as I've said many times, and he played as well as anybody on the floor tonight. He's guarding Steph Curry basically every minute that he's out there and chasing him around, using a lot of energy there, and still finds his way with his cuts, crashes, and drives, to impact the game offensively, which is not always the case when you got to chase a guy like Steph. And to do all that, by the way, he had more than 4 offensive rebounds. He had about 8 offensive rebounds. Yeah, some of them, they didn't count or whatever, but he was a demon on the glass. And then obviously the big 3, he really works on his craft, and he's an improved shooter, and he's going to knock down big 3s for us all year.
Frank, I was going to ask you about that 3. Last year during the playoffs, Josh really struggled to hit that shot. Was that something that you noticed before you came over to scouting him from last year? And just how much has he worked on that just leading up to this point?
He works on it a ton, and he's got a good-looking shot. He actually shot a higher percentage last season than he had earlier in his career. So it's coming around for him. And, I think on this team, he's going to get a lot more open looks. And, obviously going to knock that down. If a guy doesn't have a good-looking stroke and he doesn't work on it, then I'm not going to green light him and give him the confidence to shoot that as much as I will give Josh the green light to shoot that and encouragement, because I believe in his shot.
Coach, it's a unique challenge for centers going up against this team. How did you think Nurkic and Drew Eubanks did defensively tonight?
Outstanding. It's a nightmare, honestly. When you're asking your bigs to be up when Steph or Clay comes off any screens. The only thing I would say is we didn't protect him on the backside enough. When he was up and they made the pocket pass, we didn't make enough plays from our low man. But, those guys did their jobs at a high level.
Anything else, Coach? Thanks, Frank.
Okay.
Thanks.
With the toe and still going for it.
I'm not really too much worried about it. And, I feel complete when I'm back on the court. So, it's been a long summer. I start losing confidence in myself, and I need to get back out on the court. I feel better out there.
Last thing I had was, in the role you're in now, there's going to be turnovers. Like, it's just obvious because you're going to have the ball more than you've had it before. But how are you able to, tonight, just overcome that mentally and still be in attack mode and still looking to make plays?
Just understanding that, I was tired as hell. It's the first game, and, I have been out for over a week now with the toe, so this is my first time getting back on the court, going up and down. So that first win was tough, but, that'll build through the season, and, we'll figure out spacing, and, I won't be turning the ball over 6 times a game.
Just to piggyback a little bit off that, when the game's on the line like that, how do you determine when to be aggressive and look for your shot and dish like you did?
I think they're just reads. honestly, I was being aggressive. Those last two passes to Nurk and J.O. were supposed to be shots first. I rose up and the defender came and, I made the play after that. But like I said, credit those guys for being in the right spot. They understand the spacing. Nurk knew he could catch it and drive and get an easy layup. And J.O., was amazing tonight. Not just that three, just all over the offensive boards, getting us extra possessions and extra looks that we needed.
And what you've been doing this for a while, obviously. Before the game, going into this season, did it feel any different? I mean, was there excitement? Was there nervousness? How did you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same routine every year. That first one, no matter what you say or how many years you have under your belt, like, you get anxious, and that usually changes after a quarter or two. We brought the team together after the first quarter and was like, that was the first win. Now we're on to the season. And so it's a whole new group. So everybody's getting to know each other, getting personality, and I think communication is, what's next for us that we need to stress. Just talk to each other, even when teams go on run, just stick together and, weather the storm.
Devin, the Warriors usually have a strong third quarter, which they did tonight, but you guys really shut them down in the fourth quarter. How are you guys able to do that defensively?
It's tough. Obviously, Steph went out with 5 fouls. That helped a bit. He had a lot of momentum for their team, but, just sticking to the principles, sticking to the game plan. Like I said, communication trumps everything, and, in that third quarter, I think, we went mute, we went quiet, and, playing against a team like that with the experience that they have, you have to talk through every play 1 through 5, and, that's my job as a leader and everybody throughout the team, that just keep communicating with each other.
Devin, kind of bouncing off the playmaking specifically down the stretch, in previous years you played with a guy now on the other team that might have had the ball in his hands in those situations. How do you feel like playing with Chris Paul has prepared you for the role you have now, and maybe for those last 3 possessions in which you guys were able to put him away?
So many ways, not just one, but obviously he, is one of the best players, if not at manipulating the game and situations and reading the game and knowing what's going to happen before each possession. So, he's viewed the game for a very long time in a different spot, and, he was somebody that I could be a sponge to for a very long time, and still to today, I'll ask him anything because, I've been in the league for a long time now. Not a lot of people care about it as much as he does. So, I love being around those type of people where, the focus is there, the commitment's there, and it was year 19, still doing it. So, very impressive.
Hi, Devin. One quick question. Are we expected to see more you in headband this season?
That's a good question. I don't know. I just take it day by day.
It looks good on you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know how to even follow that. Yeah, I don't want to hear from you no more.
You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. I was going to make a comment about that. But no, I was going to ask. You mentioned communication. In the fourth quarter, is that what turned it defensively, that you guys started communicating?
I think so. The end of the third, the start of the fourth. We don't know each other. This is, we had a training camp, a few preseason games, and, we really haven't been tested and put in situations. And that's the beauty of a long NBA season. You get to use these games to prepare and, get ready for when it counts. Even though we're in game 1, and this just starts now. And, it's going to be an exciting season. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sam. Kevin, obviously, before the game, they showed the tribute video, and I just was curious, what was your reaction to seeing that and seeing how they put that together, and what was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good moments in the video. You was able to relive some of those memories real quick. But it was good to come in here and get the season started off right with a W.
Mm-hmm. Curious, just looking at Devin, you told me before the game, like, we're going to need him to be that guy. What was it like seeing him tonight?
Yeah, it was incredible. He started off just flaming hot, 15 points in the first quarter, and just got us going. Just kept us there the whole night. We're going to need that from him all season. Running the offense, making the great plays late, making those 3 assists late. We're going to need that going forward. So it's a good first win. And, I didn't shoot the ball particularly well. EG got some great shots. He didn't shoot as well as he wanted to, but our defense held us down, and we was able to get the win.
You had guys that hit huge shots, Okogie, Gordon. How big will that be moving forward for those guys that hit shots like that?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. I like the trust that we had in them, and we're making that pass, making those reads, and those guys knocked it down, you know. We talk about it every day. It's just being ready and being prepared when that ball comes you to make a play, and those guys came out there and made big shots. EG, after missing some open ones, some layups, some shots that he normally makes, he came down and hit that huge three right there. So, and then Nurk with the finish as well. It was a great game. I think defensively we was able to get stops. It was 100-99, and we didn't let them get the lead again. So our defense was on point.
Kevin, a lot of new parts, obviously, with your team just for the first game out, first game of the regular season. How do you think just the chemistry was offensively for you guys?
It was solid. It was solid. I mean, we was able to get good shots all night. You know, we went up pretty big there at the end of the second quarter and was able to get some momentum going into half. They took it back. We got down 8-10, and we still weathered the storm. You know, so that shows that we're starting to, you know, get comfortable with one another and understand what our roles are.
Hey, Kevin. Not sure if you were asked about the crowd or the response that you got going into this game, but how did it feel? I mean, it's been 5 years since you played in the area with fans. How are you feeling in that moment, and how have you feel like your relationship with this fan base has evolved since you've left?
Yeah. It's always good to be recognized for, you know, the work you put in. So it was exciting to see people that I haven't seen in a while, some familiar faces, and I feel like the fan base here got nothing but love and respect for me as an individual player and as a person, and you know that's all I can ask for.
Hi, Kevin. It's not one of your nights, but how do you think of the Warriors' defense on you, and how does it feel to play against your old teammates?
No, it was great defense. I think they did a good job of just showing bodies, being physical. And that's what they do. That's what they hang their hat on, is defensive side of the ball. And we still was able to weather the storm and get a W. So just keep building from here.
KD, is it hard to control emotions when you have a night like this? You know what's coming up on the schedule. You're going to open here, national television, packed house, your return. How do you channel that energy?
I just try to focus on my job, doing it the best of my abilities. Just staying focused and locked in with my teammates. It's play so long. You know, it's a lot of friends and family that you see when you go to these games, people that you play with, work with all this time. So sometimes that can come rushing back, but my teammates had my back all night. Coaching staff had my back all night, and we was able to come in here and get a nice win on the road.
Yeah, I had one more. It's interesting just watching you tonight and, getting shots you normally hit. I mean, I'm watching 2 or 3. I'm like, that usually goes in. But just to see how you said the guys having your back, how much did that mean for you tonight to know that they see you not shooting well, but still doing their part to help the win?
Yeah, that's just the name of the game for us. Regardless as the shots go in, we still got to play extremely hard. And I think we made winning plays all night on the defense side of the ball. Shots gonna go in. That's just it's a make or miss league. We can't. Our defense got to be there every night. Our attention to detail got to be there every night, regardless of how our shots fall. So, I think we did a good job of just picking one another up and making the right plays and finishing the game off. Thank you, sir. Yep.
Obviously you played well, got some open looks. What was it like out there tonight and playing with Kevin and Devin and knowing that the shots are going to be there and then to be able to hit shots?
Yeah, I mean, that was a great win first of all, and that was really fun. This is a team that really hard to beat, especially they are one of the best home court team. So I mean, they made some runs in the third quarter, but we stick together. stick to game plan, and we executed down the stretch. So that felt really good, and I'm glad that I was able to help my team.
What do you feel like was the difference at the end of the game?
Difference at the end of the game? What do you mean?
Just what do you feel like determined the outcome of the game at the end? I mean, I could say Devin Booker.
Yeah.
But
I mean, no, like I said, I think we stick with our game plan, and yeah, it's just like down the stage. Book made a great play, passing to Narc, easy layup, EG, Jo hit big shots, and we are hustling like throughout the game. Like we got a lot of offensive rebound, I believe. That's like little stuff that really helped to get the dub. So we just gotta keep doing it.
渡辺選手、お疲れ様です。
お疲れ様です。
勝利おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
はい。渡辺選手、これまでもいいプレーをした試合はたくさんありましたけれども、この開幕戦でいいプレーをしてチームの勝利に貢献したということに関してはどのように思われます？考えていらっしゃいますか？
多分というかこの6年間で、開幕からローテーションの選手としてプレーできたのは多分初めてだと思ってて、やっぱ今までたくさんしんどい経験だったり苦しい思いもしてきましたけど、そういう時に諦めずにやってきた結果、今日みたいな本当にもうこういうタフな場所で、相手も本当にすごくいいチームですけど、こういうチームに対してしっかり勝ちきれるだけのチームでやれてるっていうのと、自分もベンチから出て、今日は9大点というか、自分の仕事はしっかりできたかなというふうに思うんで、良かったんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Yuta, you tied the game at 88 with like a drive and a floater. And how much confidence does it give you that your teammates have the trust in you to make a play in crunch time?
Yeah, I mean they've been helping me a lot. I can feel like they definitely trust in me and just giving me the ball down the stretch like that, just really helping me getting some confidence. So glad that I made a shot, and I thought that was a big shot. So yeah, I mean my teammates been helping me a lot, coaching staff, everybody on the organization. So I just gotta keep getting better.
渡辺選手、お疲れ様です。ウォリアーズの攻撃力ある攻撃陣を守っていて今日いかがでしたか？ご自身の守備がウォリアーズのオフェンスに対して。
そうですね。やっぱりウォリアーズは本当にすごく多彩な攻撃を仕掛けてきて、スクリーンからスリップだったりとか。いいシューターがたくさんいるんで、そういう選手をオープンにするためのオフェンスをたくさんしてくる中で、自分たちもそのゲームプランをしっかり組んでやったんで、今日はディフェンスに関してもそこまで悪くなかったんじゃないかなというふうに思ってて、3クォーターか4クォーター途中で、こっちが相手がボーナスだった時に、カリに対して簡単なファウルをしてフリースローを与えたのはすごくダメなプレーだったかなと思いますけど、それ以外は今日はディフェンスに関しては、よく守れてたんじゃないかなと思います。相手もボーナスでしたし、やっぱああいう簡単なフリースローで、特に彼みたいな選手はフリースローは基本的に外さないんで、ああいう形で点を取られると、自分たちの流れもやっぱ悪くなりますし、相手がああいうフリースローから、3クォーターで、15本ぐらいなんかフリースローを打ったみたいなんですけど、それからやっぱりその15本がもう確実にやっぱ3クォーターの得点につながっていると思うんで、やっぱああいう簡単なフリースローを与えるっていうのはやっぱ反省点かなと思います。
お疲れ様でした。第3クォーター7点のビハインドで入られて、でブロックからその後スリーポイントっていう流れがかなり逆転の流れっていうのを救ったと思うんですが、そのあたり振り返っていかがでしょうか？
やっぱ自分がコートに出てる時のその一番重要な役割はもうとにかくエナジー全開でプレーしてでああいうオープンショットを決めるっていうことが自分のこのチームでの役割だと思ってるんで、あれは本当にすごくいいプレーだったと思いますし、実際これからの試合も自分がおそらくシュートを打つ回数はもう今日ぐらいの5、6本ぐらいになってくるのかなというふうに思うんですけど、やっぱその中でしっかり要所要所で確実に決めていくっていうことをやっぱこのチームでは求められてるんで、試合はもう完全あのシュートは完全にオープンでしたし、やっぱりああいうシュートを決めれなければやっぱ自分は試合に出れないと思ってるんで、ああいうシュートはやっぱ確実に今後も決めていかなきゃなっていうふうに思ってます。
お疲れ様です。よろしくお願いします。今年夏に日本代表でプレーされて NBA とは違う役割であったりプレースタイルを求められたと思うんですけど、その経験っていうのはNBA に戻った時にどのように生きてくるっていうふうに考えていらっしゃいますか？
やっぱこの夏で得た自信だったり経験っていうのは今間違いなく自分にプラスになってるなっていうふうに思ってて、やっぱりコート上でいい意味ですごく余裕を持ってプレーできてますし、それはもちろん NBA6 年目っていうのもあるとは思いますけど、やっぱこの夏、自分が中心となってああいう世界の強国相手にこうやって勝てた試合もあったっていうのが、何よりも自分のその成長を手助けしてくれたんじゃないかなっていうふうに思ってるんで、この夏自分が得れたものっていうのは本当に大きかったなっていうふうに思ってます。
I was just wondering, since you've been a teammate of Devin Booker's, what have you learned about him since you've been in Phoenix?
Obviously, great teammate, great guy, and he's a great playmaker. At the end, he made a great pass to Nark. That's one of the things, and not just that play, but throughout the game, he's been making a lot of great passes. Obviously, he's a great scorer, but he's not just a scorer. He's a great playmaker. So that's the thing I really didn't know about him. So he's been giving me great passes and practices and games. So he's just a great teammate to have. Yeah. Thank you, guys.